Thank you for having
Man,
us.
I love your soulful beauty of the songs that you write and you perform. Thanks so much for doing it.
For sure.
JJ, I got to ask you, tell us, because coming from Iceland, and you're from the town that Sugar Rose is from, which is about 10 miles outside of where the main Reykjavik is, and, but there's always been a music scene there, which I think is very cool. So tell me, what was the thing, how you guys formed and decided to do something that had so much blues and depth in the songs that you do? How did you guys all meet each other? Did you know each other in school?
Yeah, we met in school, in our local school. We were about, I guess, 14. We kind of connected through classic rock, common interest. And, a couple of years later, I'd been writing songs for a while, and David had been playing drums. Danny was playing a little guitar, I think, and
Yeah.
so yeah, we kind of started joking around, and then turned into a real passion, and some years of covering songs and playing bars and venues, and then we finally formed the band in 2012 and started just playing our own music.
What were your covers? What were you doing back then?
Oof, a lot. There were a lot of stuff. Blues, country, rock, pop.
But that synthesis
Whatever, yeah.
of what you do comes out in Kaleo's music, which I think is beautiful. Tell me also about being from that town. It's 10 minutes outside of Reykjavik. There's always such. I went there once back in 1997, and amazingly is there how much real passion for music there is there in Iceland, where you're from. So how were you finding out about music as kids?
Well, I think mostly the music that moved me was a lot of stuff that my dad showed me
What was it?
at the time. Stuff that he grew up on, Beatles or stuff from the 50s and 60s, Fats Domino, Ray Charles, or the Stones, whatever it was.
Very cool. Very
A
cool.
lot of great music back then.
Yeah, I feel the blues in what you guys do, which I love so much. So I want to ask you the name Kaleo. People say it has a Hawaiian history, and you're from Iceland. So tell us about coming up with that name.
We were looking for a name, and David somehow came up with that. And we liked the meaning, the sound or the voice in Hawaiian. And it's quite tricky to find a band name.
Yeah, one that's not taken or already registered, right? I mean,
So we kind of liked it right away, and it kind of got stuck, I guess, pretty quick. So
Yeah. Well, it's a great name, and
Yeah.
it's worked out absolutely well for you guys.
and there's a reason to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, right. Another question I have for you guys. My experience in Iceland, which I'd love you to explain to folks here. I remember walking down the street in Reykjavik. I went to the hot springs. They were close by there. What's it called? A Blue Lagoon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Blue Lagoon, yeah. But I'm a bald guy. It's snowing on my head. It's hot when I'm in the hot springs. You know what I mean? It was a really incredible experience. But everybody was so wonderfully nice there. One thing that always blew my mind, and I have to ask you about, I'm walking by the supermarket, and there's all these baby carriages with babies in them and no moms. They're inside actually shopping. And my friend Boulder, who worked with Gus and knew Bjork, goes, "There's no crime here." Is that true? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, my folks still don't lock their doors back home. I think
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
pretty safe country.
it blew my mind. I was like, "Whoa, why are these babies by themselves in these carriages?" I was, the dad came out in me, which was unbelievable. But anyway, so tell me a bit. Way Down We Go is just one of my favorite songs of this past year. It just cuts through me. It's so soulful and bluesy. Tell me about the writing of that song.
I wrote that one in Spain. it's obviously a very bluesy track, you know, and originally it sounded, you know, like if you strip it down, I think it's just a really kind of spiritual blues song, you know.
Yeah.
And then obviously we tried to do something different with it in the studio, and yeah, it's just it was a fun one, and it just kind of came really quickly, and yeah, the process was a little difficult recording it because we had, you know, made a demo I think back in Iceland, and then we made the move to the U.S. and we've pretty much been touring for about 20 months now straight. So,
Yeah, right.
So I think we were jumping into studios when we had some time, you know, for the album as well to just finish recording that. So I think both the album and that track, I think we did some recordings in Iceland, London, and like 10 cities in the U.S.
Yeah, which is cool. It's like while you're on the road
Yeah.
and while you're writing, which is beautiful.
Right.
I just want to say thank you so much for coming
Thank
and
you.
being here with our KFOG family, our KFOG listeners. We are so grateful to have you.
Thank you, guys.